Hey everybody, welcome to What the Flick. Happy holidays. This is technically the 4th day of Christmas, if you're counting, so we're not too late to talk about the Doctor Who Christmas episode. Jenna Busch, William Bibbiani, Alonso Duralde. Let's have a look.
I'm back. Now get inside the tufts.
Come on, it's Christmas, the North Pole. Who are you gonna call?
What seems to be the problem?
Doctor Who.
All right, your first Doctor Who Christmas special.
Oh, God,
Yes,
what do you
it
think?
was.
Tell us all about it.
I really enjoyed it, because no one likes the tangerines. No, I liked the Gift of the Magi shout out, that whole scene where they admit that they were lying to each other at the end of last season. That's what came to mind for me anyway. Nick Frost as Santa Claus, that's awesome. I thought I was talking to Bibbs about this before when we reviewed Interstellar. He mentioned that there were plot elements that he kind of saw coming because of Animal Man. And I was reminded of Alan Moore's For the Man Who Has Everything.
Also a Christmas sci-fi classic.
Christmas sci-fi classic?
Yeah.
Actually, it's Superman's birthday. It's not Christmas.
Oh, what's right? It was his birthday.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah,
I just remember the gifts, but you're right. Yeah, it was his birthday.
The gift, the
Similar,
thing
though.
that gives you what you want, and you don't realize you're dreaming, and you have to figure out how to get out of it. And they actually, and they did it on the cartoon too.
They
didn't
did
they?
it. They did that in the cartoon, and they also brought it back in the comics later, where Mongol actually was like farming those.
Oh, fun.
It was really, really cool. Yeah.
So yeah, I dug it, and and because Bibbs and several of you out there kept saying, "Oh my God, you have to see the Christmas Carol episode."
Thanks for saying it with that inflection.
Yes, well, you're welcome. I saw the Christmas Carol episode. I dug it up on Netflix, and boy, you guys did not prepare me for what the fuck Matt Smith is when your only doctor is Capaldi.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
That's
I
like a
think
big,
tell
like,
us, tell
what
us, tell us.
is this?
Well,
What am I watching? Who is this goof?
Hopefully you can appreciate just how dramatic a change it is from our perspective when we're
Right.
comparing them vice versa.
Absolutely, but I'm just saying,
Yeah.
given that I had no other doctor in mind, I was like, what am I even watching here?
And so you see, it was a dramatic shift.
Yes,
but
no
but
question.
I did like this episode. I think for me, there hasn't been a bad Doctor Who Christmas episode.
No, I always love them.
They usually bring out all the stops and do something memorable and fun. I liked, honestly, oh God, what's the lady's name? Faye Sheree? She played Shona.
Shona.
She played
yeah.
Shona on the show.
Oh, I love her. I want her to come back.
I want her to be the new companion. I was
can
watching
she?
this,
Can she?
and her introduction is dancing to Slade's. Is it Everything is Christmas?
Something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
A great sequence. And then when she goes to Santa and says, "I will mark you, Santa." Like, I was like, her, that's what I want. Because that's the thing that frustrated me. The only thing that frustrated me really about this episode was kind of going back on what was a great finale to the Doctor and Clara's journey. And then giving them another great finale where it's like, hey, but you showed up too late and now I'm old. And it was just kind of a sweet ending.
Very Wendy, Peter Pan.
Yeah, and then it was like, screw it. We're just going to go back again. Because the thing that this episode kind of taught me, or at least proved to me finally once and for all, is that they're just too similar. They don't play off of each other very well. They just sort of are in the same room experiencing kind of the same thing. They're also like emotionally abusive to each other all the time in a way that's kind of subtle, but at the same time, it's like if those were your friends in the relationship, it's like you should get divorced.
Yeah.
That's my thing. So I thought, injecting some energy into it, a different personality would be good.
Well, I had a little bit of a problem with this one because I did not watch it on Christmas because of the fuckers at Lizard Squad. Thanks, guys. Yeah, I couldn't watch anything on my Xbox, and my cable was down too, so it was great. I had to talk to people and read a book.
What was that
I
like?
don't
Was it a
wanna-
Doctor Who book?
It was
Christmas?
not. I know. I don't want to do that again. But so I knew that she was coming back. So So there was no moment of and that was kind of sad for me. But I actually really liked the episode, and I love the whole thing about like the dream within a dream, because I don't know about you guys, but like that's happened to me all the time, and usually it's when I have to get up in the morning, and I think I've gotten up and I've showered. There's a whale in my kitchen. It totally makes sense to me at the time. And I'm like, oh God, it's actually 9. I had to leave 10 minutes ago. So I really liked that. But one thing that's bothered me, I think, about Doctor Who this season is that we keep getting these really great characters, and we know we're never going to see them again. Or we don't think we're ever going to see him again. So like Shona. And,
Well, she's around. They could, they brought Donna back a whole season later and made her a companion.
True.
That's the hope I have.
Yeah.
That's the hope I have.
I kind of hope that too, but I feel I'm really sad because I keep seeing these great people and then I'm like, oh, they're gone now.
Would you rather not have them at all?
No, I want
Isn't
them
it better to have loved and
back.
lost?
That's
Every Christmas is last Christmas.
I want those characters.
That got me. And I told Dave, and he's like, that's depressing. I don't want to think about that. I thought it's so great. It's so bittersweet. I loved it.
I want them to come back.
I don't know.
I want it to be the last Christmas.
It was really sweet, and that's the thing that the Doctor Who Christmas specials do a good job of, is telling like a really stupid story about a planet full of Christmas trees and a giant robot, but also like tugging your heartstrings. And I will say this is the first Doctor Who Christmas special in a while that didn't make me cry. Yeah. I will say that. Like it really didn't. It was sweet, and it did some wonderful things with it. And there was a moment where the Doctor got to actually ride Santa's sleigh, which was. I saw that Doctor have fun for the first time in a long time. He doesn't seem to enjoy himself very, very much, which is something that makes me a little bit of a downer. The other thing that I thought was kind of disappointing is Stephen Moffat's run on this series, and even just his episodes before that, they tend to have this they tend to follow a very similar trope, which is the monster that if you don't look at it, or see it, or breathe, or something. It's just always, and it's the same thing over and over and over again, just with a slightly different thing. Don't breathe, okay? Don't blink, don't think, you know?
Well, that's why you have to take the towel with you, so that you can't see the creature, and then it won't see you.
Good reference there. But yeah, no, something about that was just a little overly familiar. I also couldn't help but think about the Half-Life head crabs, which was, they look exactly alike. It was weird for me.
At least they called out the alien thing.
Yeah.
Because sometimes
his
they
reaction
say
to
these
that.
things.
Racist.
Right.
That's really offensive. No wonder you keep getting invaded.
No, but sometimes they make these references and don't call them out, and I'm really kind of glad they did. There was also a little Inception sort of feel with things.
Absolutely, an Inception thing going on. Nick Frost as Santa is fantastic.
Nick Frost as anything is fantastic.
Well, yes, but he's really nailed it. He's got a great sense of humor. I think a lot of the best comedy stuff in this episode was just Stephen Moffat applying Doctor Who logic to Santa. You know?
Pretty much when he said the sleigh was bigger on the inside.
I know.
I'm in.
Well, he was just like, no, of course reindeer can't fly. That's a scientific impossibility. Magic carrots. Doctor Who logic. Perfect.
I like him beeping the
Although
Rudolph.
it bothered me that he wasn't real at the end, because we have established in Doctor Who that Santa is real and that his name is Jeff. And in fact, and I was reading an interview with Stephen Moffat when they were doing the Robin Hood episode. There was a line of dialogue that got cut out when the Doctor said, "I don't believe in Robin Hood, but Santa Claus is real." They actually have established that. So hopefully we can bring Nick Frost back as actual Santa, because there's the tangerine and everything.
I think they leave you with an ending where they could totally like they're having their tangerine and eating it too. Let's say. So I think that nothing is firm enough that they can say absolutely not or absolutely yes, and
One more thing, does it bother anyone else that there is one head crab unaccounted for?
I did not notice that.
Okay, there's the Doctor and Clara and 4 other people. Everyone except that one guy wakes up and the head crab dies. That means that guy died and that dream crab is still around. Potentially just wreaking havoc and killing people.
That guy dies in the dream, though, right?
That guy dies in the dream, but that means he died in real life, and there's a crab. So that crab is unaccounted for, and it bothered me that they were just like there was no reference to that. Not even the Doctor saying, and I got that other one. Like it was just sort of like, oh, well, that's kind of depressing. That guy's whole family is gonna die now. So Happy Christmas.
So I'm confused. Okay, so if you wake up, the crab dies, but if you die, the crab doesn't die.
Well, presumably it's eating your brain to live. So presumably, if once it eats your whole brain,
like a tick.
Yeah, right. It's kind of a weird, pointless life cycle otherwise.
In the world, I mean, if they're just sort of there, like there was no move to like say, oh, hey, maybe we should go look for the other dream crabs.
Here's a weird thing.
Hadn't they been buried or something? But
that was in a dream, so who knows if that's where they came from. Here's one thing that was weird though, and I only noticed this because I DVR'd it like a couple minutes early just so I wouldn't miss anything. When they showed the season finale just before last Christmas, they left out the tag where the Doctor meets Santa Claus in the TARDIS. And a part of me was wondering is, that means, because when we see the Doctor and he's got the dream crab fall off of him, he's on like another lava planet or something. Whereas previously he met Santa in the TARDIS without the dream crab being on top of him. Otherwise he would have woken up in the TARDIS. So I'm wondering if that scene was a mistake and it shouldn't be in continuity.
No, because I think when he's in the TARDIS, he's dreaming anyway, because he's on the lava planet the whole time. So he thinks he's getting in the TARDIS and going to where, Clara is and all that stuff, but no, it's dreaming.
I'll let it slide.
I'm very glad we saw Danny Pink again.
Yeah, it was nice.
That was a nice send-off. And again, when he talks about, again, first special, I didn't know I was supposed to cry at these. I got a little misty when he said the reason we all get together is because every Christmas is potentially last Christmas. I was like, God, that's fucking depressing, but it's sweet too, Yeah.
No, it was a nice episode. Not my favorite Christmas special or anything like that, but it was damn good. I enjoyed it.
I dug it. I'm happy I have taken this journey with you people. I'm not going to go back and watch old episodes. I don't have that kind of time. But I'm enjoying what I'm seeing right now.
Sit you down and watch a couple of the classics.
Just the David Tennant one.
David Tennant one, because I feel like he's a happy medium. He's a happy medium.
Well, maybe. All right. I'm still reeling from the Matt Smith thing. So,
all right. I admit that must have been jarring. I'll grant you that. All right.
It'd be like tuning into Mad Men and suddenly he's played by Gilbert Gottfried,
Well,
kind of.
That's
like, this is not the Don Draper I know.
Okay, fine.
Gilbert
It takes a little time. Because when he first comes in, his first episode, I was like, whoa, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
Yes, no.
He was great, though. All
right. Happy 2015, everybody. And we'll be back with season 9/30, whatever. And
407.
Come back for that.